Okay.
and his
Hello, Internet.
severance is like a year's pay.
Oh, the internet snuck up
Something
on us?
The internet
crazy.
did.
Hello, internet. What are we talking about? All kinds of
D&D.
shit. We're
Okay.
talking
Nice.
about
Fuckery and
D&D.
such.
Talking about, obviously, Zill's pension. Duh, that's what we're talking about. And, or his
Yeah.
lack thereof.
Is
Yeah.
that what happened to Zill? Is that why it's like he did not get the good package?
Yeah, he did not pick the good
No.
package.
While you're doing intros and stuff, I'm gonna go let the dog out. So
Okay.
she'll be right
Let
back.
the dog
Um,
out.
So I will stall by telling the internet the same thing I tell them before every session. All about all of the tools and all the cool things that we do on this channel. Like stuff like we use Incarnate and Dungeon Alchemist and Foundry VTT, although I don't have anything planned for Foundry. So it's gonna be one of those days. Um, and fantasy name generators. I am. There's gonna be a need for fantasy name generators today. Spoiler alert. Um, and Pocket Bard and Monument Studios. Um,
Hero
doing all
Forge.
the music. Um, and Hero Forge, which you will also not see because I have nothing. I have no visuals planned, and when I get my shit together and figure out like how to actually use it, probably Chat GPT or how whatever kind of AI garbage software that I can generate a quick and dirty visual aid for the cool and interesting steampunky inside of a mountain city that you guys are in right now. Um, but yeah, that actually using AI tools is, I know it's contentious, but this is my hot take. Using those kinds of tools is an actual skill to use them and use them well to do what you want them to do. Otherwise, it's a hot mess. Um, but always, as a reminder, players and anyone watching on the internet, especially if you're watching us live, you can go to our Extra Life page and make a donation to the Extra Life Foundation benefiting sick kids in the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. When you do so, you have the chance to affect the game in real time. More details on all of that, giving advantage or disadvantage to any of the players, including myself, is always on the table, as well as a couple other interesting things that donations can do. Um, but yeah, I think, did I miss anything? I think I've stalled long enough.
Nope, I think that's it.
All right. How would you know? You were gone.
I just assumed that.
You left us. Well then, without further ado, I will have everybody roll a percentile die while I continue to stall and pull up our questionnaire page.
38.
I heard a 48, I think.
Yes.
I'm 38.
God damn it.
I rolled
all
89
right.
first, but I know I answered that one last week, so I rolled again.
I need you guys to start like keeping track.
I do keep track.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I write it down every time.
Oh, how about that? So 48. Sam, what aspect of your character's future are they most curious about? Or if they could know one thing about the future, what would it be? I know Rhodes has answered this question like 9 fucking times.
I don't know if Lula's into like the a lot of the like divination magic. She knows it exists and like it's a thing, but I don't know if she's necessarily very interested in it. I think from things that she can control, I don't know if she would want to know something from her future.
Okay.
But I do think she's interested. I mean, knowing how the city is gonna bounce back, how the Phoenix Fire Forge can, help them. Her life has made some interesting turns the past couple days. So I think it's mostly just kind of like right now that is where her headspace is.
Okay. All right. And then Court, you had a 38.
Yes, sir.
What? All right, this one is kind of a loaded question because admittedly I haven't given you guys a ton to work with here. But what treasure, item, or artifact that your character has collected during the adventure is the most important to them? And don't say the friendships you've made along the way, because that's a lame answer.
God damn it. You know me and my I don't know because we haven't really gotten anything so far.
Yeah, this adventure has admittedly been kind of light on treasure.
Yeah, I think that the things that they've collected so far, I think that she is right now most I guess protective of and values the phoenix egg because effectively it's innocent. It's going to respawn as a baby phoenix and it can't defend itself, and she doesn't want it to fall into the wrong hands, and she values that the animal is rare and special, and she wants to make sure that they keep it safe.
Okay. Rhodes, what did you get?
85.
85. If your character were to today enroll in a university, what would their major be?
Okay.
Law enforcement.
Forensics.
But not forensics. That sounds like
No.
too much time in a lab.
No,
Like criminal justice.
Criminal
like,
justice.
Let's,
Yeah.
It's criminal justice.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless you can. No, wait, Sam. What did your brother major in? Hunting and fishing, essentially.
Yeah, hunting and fisheries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So, major in criminal justice, minor in hunting and fisheries.
Okay.
Also, I know that Sam has a brother, but in my brain, she doesn't have a brother. So every time he's mentioned, I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Whereas in my brain, he's 12 still, even though we're in our 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll always be 12.
All right. Tina, what did you
68.
get? 68. So close. The player character to your left and the player character to your right are both telling your character two different versions of the truth. Who does your character believe?
Who's to my right?
I will say, so you're in the corner.
Yeah.
So I will say the person right below you is Sam, and the person directly next to you is me, but on the other side of me is Rhodes. So I will say between Lula and Zilny. They are giving you conflicting versions of events. who are you most inclined to believe?
I think Zill.
That's fair. I would have said
I
so
think-
too.
I think Zill only because I think Lula's version probably comes with some elaboration and
Enhancements.
enhancements, not necessarily untruthful enhancements, but maybe unnecessary enhancements.
It's,
And how
Whereas
successful her
Zill,
creations
Zill,
were.
Yeah.
yeah, Zill
I'm not
they know-
lying, I'm embellishing.
Yes.
Yeah, Zill they know to be like very just to the point. It's this is what's happening and this is what it is, and we can now do the next thing.
Okay. So it's not so much about believing one person is right over the other person being wrong. It's knowing that one version is going to be more cut and dry,
Yeah.
factually accurate.
Yes, one version is going to be more succinct.
Okay.
Maybe not even necessarily more accurate, but more succinct, and they won't have to use the computing power to sort out the
It takes less CPU.
yeah.
Yeah.
The fan starts running when Lula's explaining.
Yeah.
Hi, buddy. You can't eat stuff from under the desk.
So,
You cannot eat stuff
why?
from on the desk either.
Under the desk, on the desk. God.
And now he's mad at me.
Yeah.
I understand. It was very mean.
It's
All right.
onions. It's not good. Not good for the doggos.
No.
Yeah.
No, onions are all the way bad for doggos.
Yeah.
This public service announcement brought to you by Nerd House Tabletop. All right. So that brings us back into the core as it is locally known. You guys are currently on level 2?
Yes.
Yes.
I think we did not
We
make
were
it all the
at
way
the
down
cafe,
to
weren't
3.
we?
We were
Yes,
at the
we're on level
Smooth
2.
Brew
Yeah,
Heaven
you're at a brunch cafe on level 2.
Yeah.
Partaking in a short rest and taking in the environment with a severely abbreviated menu. All right. I would like everyone to make a perception check. And this is going to be based on hearing. So if you normally get advantage on perception with sight, you do not get advantage here.
22.
$19.
23.
Lula's digging whatever she's eating, because, like,
I was gonna say, what does that look like?
that's a 4 for Lula and a 14 for Brutus. She may be distracting him by trying to, like, will you eat this?
She feeding him under the table.
She may be feeding him under the table, knowing that she's just gonna have to, like, scrape it out from the inside of the layer.
Okay.
I don't know.
Tina, you got a 20 something?
23.
23. And Rhodes, what did you get?
22.
Okay.
Dose.
Yeah, so the two of you, Zilny and Endeavor, both pick up on this. Where you are currently at is known as the Second Axe District. So just make a note of that. But you finish your brunch, and And the time is yours. What are you guys looking to do at this point?
We've been trying to figure out how the hell to get to the 3rd floor
Yeah.
Mhm.
where this bar or this meetup spot is.
Yeah, you guys had been looking for the chained jackal, which you know is on level 3.
Oh, 3. Sorry.
It is in the 3rd ring, I should say.
Um, we don't know where on the 3rd ring though. That was not. We just got 3rd ring, nothing beyond that.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So we should
Well,
probably just go to the third
I
ring.
wonder. Yeah. Well, we were thinking to walk it, right?
I believe so. Well, I guess is it busy in here right now? Is there a line of customers?
No, it's fairly busy. Most of the tables are occupied, but you don't appear to be taking up unnecessary space. Like there's no line out the door. There's nobody waiting for tables or any of that kind of thing.
Okay, so if I go
Um,
up to the cafe, if I go up to the line, I'm not an asshole because there's like a line of 50 people or something.
No.
Good. Got it. Um,
No,
As-
if you want to try and like flag somebody down, that's a perfectly reasonable thing for you to be doing.
yeah, as we're talking, Zill's just gonna flag someone down. I don't know if there's waiters or waitresses, servers at this sort of establishment. I wasn't sure if it was a counter, like a Starbucks kind of cafe, or a sit-down cafe.
It is. I don't know if this will mean anything to Court and Tina, but where you are sitting at Cafe Beignet.
Okay.
It is
Um,
like an outdoor, like there's no waiter, there's no wait staff. It is all kind of self-serve. There's a counter, but it's just like an open air kind of cafe.
Now I want beignets.
Gotcha.
Fuck you.
I know,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
um,
January. Your
Zill will
birthday.
Zill will go up to the counter then.
Okay.
And say, we're trying to get to you just said it, and I already, chained jackal. Are you familiar with where it might be?
The chained jackal. Um that's the inn that the Legion commandeered on the next level down, isn't it?
Uh, yes. But we just wanted a little bit more specificity as to maybe which district it was in, since this is our first time reporting in, so figured instead of walking around
Oh,
the entire ring, might as well just ask.
I see. Uh, you're from Skytown, I take it.
Yes, indeed.
Well, welcome to a real city.
You.
um, she tells you that the chained jackal is it is in the 3rd barrel district. Um and points you um she points you clockwise around the ring and says it'll be that direction. Uh Actually, it might be faster to go the other way, but you would have to make it over the chasm.
Hmm. That makes sense.
So, possibly faster, more dangerous route, slightly longer, safer route.
I appreciate the heads up on that. Is there like a do they have a tip jar on the counter?
Yeah, they have a tip jar.
He'll drop a silver in there. Say, well, thank you very much for the accommodations, and just drop that in.
The tip jar is mostly filled with copper. And by mostly filled, I mean there's like 6 or 8 copper pieces in it. And her eyes kind of go wide for a second. She says, "Oh, no, thank you. If there's anything else you need, please let us know."
Will do. And so we'll head back to the group because Zill's a good beat cop. You always make friends with your local cafe and your 7-Elevens. Yeah, that's where all the things happen where you get the free food.
He's just building up the goodwill for desserts later.
Yeah, 100%. But I'll head back to the group and say, we're looking for a place down that way, and I'll point where they pointed. Probably be less hassle to take the scenic route if we don't want to deal with the chasm. But at least we know approximately where we're headed. Third Barrel District is what we're looking for.
Okay.
All right. And what did I tell you? The district that you're in right now, Second Axe District.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Endeavor's trying to figure out if it's like slices of a pie. So are there like are the axes stacked vertically and the barrels are stacked vertically? Or is it like you have a second axe and a second barrel? They all axe.
Literally
Like,
watching
second.
gears turn.
Yeah, you could hear the click.
Only want to go.
Hopefully, like, doesn't get too hot.
It's fine. The fan will turn on eventually.
Good.
We want to head down there now, scope it out at least. If not, check in. I mean, we really don't.
Did we
Might
want
as well at
to
least know where we're going.
Did we want to see about the temple?
Oh, go check in with.
Well, we do have
Yeah,
recording stuff around.
true. We didn't actually speak to a gear.
No.
Yeah, let's do that first, I guess.
Or on the way.
I don't know.
It was in
Yeah,
one
you
of those.
told us last time where the big temple
It's in the
was.
big pillar.
Yeah, big pillar.
Where's the entrance? Is there an entrance on every floor? Every ring? Maybe.
Do we take the gondola?
Good.
Go ahead, Sam.
Does it look like? Can we see the tower from here?
Oh yeah.
And does it look like there's like entrances on each ring?
Make a perception check.
Good. 11.
11. You look out across across the rings. And you see one of a couple of large pillars. And you count down the rings that you see, and you think that the entrance to any entrance that you might be able to see would be on the likely the fourth or fifth rings.
Okay. Okay. So, fourth or fifth rings for an entrance to the temple. So we, I don't know, walk to 3, walk down to 3, take the trolley thing to 4. Go check that out before we check in.
Yeah, seems fair enough.
Yeah,
We still have a
if
while,
we have
right?
the time.
Yeah, we still we're not supposed to be
Half
there
a
till.
day.
You kind of have all day.
Yeah.
I'd rather get.
I'd rather do that than sit here for the next 6 hours.
Well, I'd rather talk to somebody about our new friend now before we go
Indeed.
into Legion,
Agreed.
just in case. We still don't know who sent that other party.
Oh yeah, and they have the symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I still have the armor, so we can show it to him.
Yeah. And maybe perhaps, we'll show it to a gear, we'll show it to shit, who were we talking to?
Baron something.
Baron Rock?
Baron
Barrack.
Rock.
Barrack.
Rook? Baron Rock?
Baron Rock.
Barrack.
Barrick. No.
Barrack.
Not
No,
Baron.
it's Baron.
Barrig.
Barrig.
Barrack.
Oh, there's a G.
Barrig.
Barrig.
Baron Rock.
I think we called him Baron last week too.
We did.
Oh. And I
Because
still didn't update what
because
I wrote?
you guys all thought Baron was like
A
a
title.
count or a duke,
Yes.
Yeah.
but it's Baron as in lifeless. Barrig, lifeless rock.
Lifeless Rock.
Baron rock. Barrig, Baron rock.
Okay.
Yeah, let's head out over there.
Works for me.
Cool.
We'll try to find how the hell we get down one more level.
Yeah.
Find the stairs.
Well, if you guys are headed for the temple, go ahead and everybody make another perception check.
$25.
23.
I got distracted.
I got
Sorry.
distracted.
Okay.
And no one's
Lula's
got
always
distracted.
distracted.
Lula's always distracted. I think she is ADHD, to be honest.
She does. Alright, so Helia and Endeavor start looking around, and one of you either says, kind of like as an offhanded comment, or someone hears it from somewhere. Someone say the word gondola, and both of you just automatically like laser focus in on the nearest gondola. Which there is one that there is a gondola on this level nearby that I keep saying these things and I'm gonna have to chart all of these gondola stations and rail car stations.
Yeah, you
And it's
are.
gonna be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, it
but
is.
I will have done it to myself. There is a gondola that runs from this district to the other side of I'll just call it the pit, other side of the city. It'll be pretty darn close to where you want to be. It's on the 7th level though.
We'd have to go up.
So you would get, around the clock to almost exactly where you want to be, but you would be 3 or 4 levels too low.
But then maybe we could catch a train or a streetcar that goes.
Yeah, because those are two separate things, right? Doesn't like there's gondolas
Yeah.
that cross the chasm.
Yeah, the gondolas and the streetcars are
streetcars.
2 separate systems.
Because gondolas do the across and up down, and streetcars kind of do the around and maybe slightly up down.
Yeah. It's almost not a perfect not a perfect comparison, but it would be like taking a train it would be like taking a bus from the train station. The train system and the bus system are 2 separate systems, but they link together at certain common points.
Yeah.
I hope you know that Zilla's looking at this whole thing and is confused as fuck. He's like, what? This doesn't make any sense. You go here to here, but you don't go... I don't understand. He's just like old man muttering to himself about how like Skytown is way better because you can just walk. It's flat.
He's
Meanwhile,
imagining
there.
what happens if you have to chase down some guy on the street, and like,
Oh my god.
like he gets in a gondola and now you're fucked because he's 7 levels down.
Meanwhile, those of us city kids are like, makes sense to me.
Like, hey, you go around and then you got to get the crosstown.
Well, yeah.
How the fuck do you think you're getting to the east side? Like,
But don't worry, there's a shuttle from the S Street station.
there's a shuttle. Just be careful, because sometimes it's the express, and you may just end up in a different borough. No, it runs on the local track. Don't worry.
Yeah. You get on the wrong gondola and all of a sudden you're in Queens. How the fuck did I get here?
Oh, I've done this before.
Mhm.
Yeah, in
You're
both New
really
York
far.
and DC.
Yikes. I've only
Yep,
done this in small farm towns.
Nope. Both New York and DC, ending up 50 blocks from where you were aiming.
Oh god.
That's alright.
Yeah.
I feel like I've only really done it once, but we were in a car on the interstate.
You know what?
We've done that too.
Lula gets in
Went
a
out.
fucking gondola.
We used to end up go on the road to Andrews Air Force Base a lot when I was a freshman, because
Wait a
all
minute.
exits lead to the very guarded gates.
Yeah, thank God for Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
It's kind of our
Eventually you
stop point.
stop.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Isn't that Lake Michigan?
We made it, didn't we?
We did.
I mean, it's a really good reference point.
And you still let me navigate. So who's the fool now?
Fool me once, Sam.
mm,
Okay. Do we want to go down
Yeah,
and
I mean,
do an around and up? Also, okay. And I might just have really bad notes from this section last time, or I had to take the dog out.
probably take.
This town, short folk mostly, very heavily short folk, right?
I think like only.
Or almost exclusively short folk.
All right. So Endeavor, You are the tallest person you've seen so far by a full head and a half.
Okay. Very short. Okay, short folk town. Saoirse, not a short folk, right?
She is not. She is an
Okay.
elf.
Just making sure. Apparently did not write that down. Lots of other things about Saoirse. Not her race.
She's gonna start asking, has some tall ginger bitch been through here?
Well, I feel like if there's a fucking tall ginger bitch who's making her way through, like, Shortville, that's gotta leave an impression. Or the tall ginger bitch can become a short ginger bitch at will.
Maybe. I don't know.
I can.
Or something. Yeah, you... Seriously. Now she's like, is this what... It's like, how do you know? How do you know when they can just do that?
That's the whole plot. It's
fair.
actually just your long lost cousin in disguise. The whole time. The whole time.
Guess what, guys? Surprise! I'm actually Saoirse.
Yeah.
You are Saoirse.
Knowing our DM, I wouldn't put that past us. Past it.
No,
Yeah,
I think
remember
Saoirse
when I was
operated
the,
by an intellect devour or something.
Yeah, remember when that happened?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I remember how dead you were.
Mhm.
That was a fun fight.
Okay.
Gondola.
Gondola.
All right.
Gondola
So-
down, and then we'll work our way back up. And then we'll just keep going up to the 3rd floor.
Yeah. So, you board this gondola,
Yeah.
and it's a large. I mean, it's not huge like a building, but it's 10, 12 feet across and 15 feet long. There's plenty of space for lots of people to be able to cram in here. It is not that busy. So there are, a few there's like 2 or 3 other dwarves that get into this gondola with you. But normal subway etiquette prevails. Everybody stands, not looking at each other in silence,
Mm-hmm.
as God intended.
Yes.
But yeah, the trip takes only a couple of minutes. Maybe somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes. The gondola does not move particularly fast, and it is considering how you're doing this, it is a long way. But you do get down to the other end of this line, and the gondolas are a strict point A, point B, back to point A. So you don't stay on a gondola for any length of time between stops. There's only the 2. So you get down to the 7th ring, and you get off of the gondola. I would like everyone to make another perception check.
Can I please look for a sign that has, like, the stop on it?
22.
I want to know what district it is. Oh, shit.
Damn it.
No. 17.
Sam, your dice need to get it together.
They were doing fine yesterday.
That's the problem.
There's also different sets.
You only get one day.
I think so. And I had Sunday.
Oof. Yeah.
True.
7.
You tempted fate.
I did. Brutus rolled a 18 though, if that means anything.
Okay, so we had an 18 from Brutus.
17.
Tina, you said 17.
Yep.
I had a 22.
22, and Zilny.
The gnomes
Is
got
still
distracted.
grumbling about how stupid this transportation system is
I
with
feel like-
natural one.
The conversation is like between the gnomes of like Zill's bitching about this and like Lula's like, no, Zill, you don't understand. Look at like the craftsmanship is so cool. Look at this. Like I couldn't believe like we're hanging from this giant string of metal, like and just like total hyper fixation into the gondola.
And he's like, yeah, okay, that's fine, but string the metal between 2 points in time, that makes sense.
But and then she just
The-
like
the-
rattles
the
off
talls
like a
are
bunch of
hurting.
numbers. Yeah, and they're just like chatting.
Just
Mhm.
in front of them.
Zilny, you are grumbling about the uh the inefficiency of this system. And you're trying to like point out specific things, and you're in the middle. You're essentially like directly over the center of the pit. And all of these, I don't know if I explained it this way last week, and if I did, forget what I said last week and listen to what I say this time. Because this is world building as we go.
Yay.
Um all of the like street lights around all of these rings are magically lit, and they give off a pale, almost like a pale blue light. Some of them you notice in different. So you're looking at, let's say you're looking in like the 6 o'clock direction. In the 9 o'clock direction, almost directly opposite where you're looking at these pale blue lights, some of the lights on the other side of the pit are starting to turn a little bit more yellow. As you get to the end of this trek, you're watching this, and a few more of the lights are turning this like pale yellow, starting to go a little bit amber color. And you're looking, and being in the middle of all of the scale of this city starts to sink in. If Skytown was the size of the core, it would only be like the first 2 rings. And you look it down, I need you to make a constitution saving throw.
The gnomes?
Both
Or
numbers.
Just
me?
Zilny.
Oh, just so. Fine.
You're gonna make another one of her characters.
To be fair, Thurston did that to himself by rolling really shitty, and I was like, I'm just gonna go with it. Now he's afraid.
Yeah. It was so cute though.
But not this time. 24.
24. You managed to keep your beignet down. But you look over the side of this gondola and look down. There are at least a dozen rings going down into this mountain. So, at a minimum, this city is 4, maybe 5 times the size of Skytown. So, it's just something to think about.
Say whatever. I mean, they're still wrong, but that's fine. Just because you're bigger doesn't mean you're right.
Let's see. So while you're having while you're noticing all of that, your gondola ride comes to an end. Everyone steps off. And almost immediately, Brutus starts barking at something. And everyone turns to see what Brutus is barking at, and it looks to be like a large street sign and like a station map. And at the top of the "You Are Here" station map, it says 7th Grim District.
Okay, so we
Grim?
must have like the axes,
Grim,
barrels,
like the
and then a
brothers
few,
Grimm.
and then the grim.
Courtney is starting to agree with Zill. There's just too many things to like remember and
No,
figure
it makes
out.
perfect sense now.
Endeavor, do you have a guess of how this all works?
I think. Well, let's see. Do I have enough right now to actually guess? Second X. No, I'll have to go around until we get to something underneath of where we started. In essence, like 7th ring, but the sector underneath the second axe district to see whether or not we have like 7th axe, 7th barrel going around to 7th grim and however many things there are. 12 perhaps. If it's like clocks. 12 pieces of pies stacked on top of each other.
Yeah.
But I won't be able to tell yet because I have not been on, I haven't had 2 vertically inline pieces yet.
Okay.
But once we do, I think
You
that's
could have
what
used the
Endeavor's
layer
trying
cake
to...
metaphor, but you stacked the pies.
Yeah, basically it's multiple layer cakes is really what it is, but they're upside down cakes because we're going to go down.
All right. So the 4 of you plus Brutus exit the gondola. The 3 other dwarves that were also riding this gondola disembark behind you and start to go on their way.
Do we see? Like, are we lucky enough that we see a staircase up anywhere close by?
What was your perception check?
Oh, my other one? Yeah. So I don't see shit.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You're still complaining.
Yes, this is correct. Like an old man.
Do we need to get you a cane?
Rude.
It's okay, Grandpa. Let's just go back to the home.
You could store a gun in the cane.
And then
Do
he
not-
just looks at Lula.
Do not use the gun as a cane.
No.
That's really bad for the barrel.
Yes, no. The gun
Can Lila make you a
slots
cane
in.
arm that you can use for bludgeoning damage?
Mm.
Maybe.
I set up a peg
Fuck,
leg.
too
You
close,
have-
fuck!
Yeah.
That would be Zill.
It's like 1d6 bludgeoning.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, I want my next gunslinger to be this like dapper gentleman who like in a suit
Yes.
with
Yeah.
a cane, and then the cane pulls out instead of a sword.
Yep.
It's his
It's good.
gun. Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Next time. Next time.
I mean, could be this time.
There's nothing dapper.
Zill is not
about
dapper.
Zill. It's not gonna.
He
It doesn't
could
fit
be.
the aesthetic.
He could be. He
not-
could become dapper.
You can't teach an old gnome new tricks.
That old. He's still got another like 200 years if he doesn't die in like a fiery death.
In
Yeah.
all of this.
You know all this, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's do a skill challenge
God.
round.
Lord.
And I will let Zilny go first. And then Sam.
Okay. Uh, he's not good at a lot of stuff that isn't shooting things, guys.
Which is why I'm letting you go first to try and capitalize on the maybe one or two things that you are good at.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna steal the easy one. I'm gonna go with perception, and he's gonna shut up for a minute and just be like, fine, all right, okay, Lula. If you say it's amazing, fine. And he's gonna do a perception check to try to find the easiest route up another level or two.
Okay.
16.
Okay. I will make a note of that. Lula.
Can I roll history?
Why?
Because I want to.
Just because?
Just because. To roll for basically, like, trying to recollect anything I might have heard from anyone, whether it's through my family or through, like, the armory of this place, any layouts, any stories I may have heard, anything that could make it a little bit easier to navigate.
Sure. Go ahead and roll history.
She's tired of being lost. Hey, 21.
21.
Yeah.
I will make a note of that. Hell yeah.
Oh God. I don't even know. Am I remembering correctly that Agir is supposed to be down here in Kor'Savabru?
Yeah, he's supposed to be at the temple.
If it is a delusion, it is a shared delusion.
Okay. I guess I just want to. Zilni was the one perceiving the quickest way to get to the temple, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you guys are essentially where you need to be, but you're a few levels lower than you should be.
I would like to, I guess, investigate to see if there are any folks wearing garb that look like they might also be on their way towards the temple, that maybe had been out and about in Kor'Savabru that we can sort of approach and be like, "Hi, we're looking to get to the temple. Do you guys happen to know the best direction to get there, or just follow?"
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
19.
19. And endeavor.
Did you do investigation or persuasion, Court?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Okay. I think endeavor is now having multiple districts is looking for markers as they begin to round this ring. So as we start to kind of head in the slight incline toward sixth ring, Endeavor's looking for some kind of marker that would indicate this we're moving into a new district, to see if I can pick up on any more names specifically. So I think it would be looking as we pass gondola stops, if there are any other ones, as we pass tram stops, if there are any of those specifically, and if any shop signs have, the district name along with whatever it is.
What are you trying to roll for that?
Investigation.
Investigation. Perfect. Go ahead and roll that.
19.
You said a 19.
19. Yeah.
Okay. So we had a 16 perception, a 21 history, a 19 persuasion, and a 19 investigation. I will start with Lula, and I will work my way down these scores. So Lula, you are mostly coming to this after a little bit of back and forth between yourself and Endeavor.
Mhm.
Endeavor is starting to put the pieces together about how this city is laid out.
Okay.
And that sparks a couple of memories of yours, and you guys are able to put it all together. I just need... That's fine. So there are 12 districts. And they are such as Grim, Barrel, and Axe. That you've been exposed to so far, that you've seen signs for. The number that precedes that district is the ring. So the district is the pie slice, and the number describes how far down it is.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are currently in the 7th Grim District, which means that you're in the Grim District 7 rings down.
Yeah.
So you need to get up to the 5th Grim District. Something else that you and at this point mostly Endeavor know is that beyond that there's also a distance from the pit that you have to account for, and those are essentially in town, which is closer to the pit, midtown, and out town. Just to give you a little bit more specific, within each district are all labeled that way. So directions are going to be, they're not going to be, hey, turn left here. Or they're not going to be, hey, head north or south. It's start in, start in the 7th Grim District and head out town.
Okay.
Head in. So you guys get that and really put together how the city is organized and described. Helia, once you have all of this information, once you've been able to put all of this together, you find they don't look to be in any particular garb. But you find a pair of dwarves walking past and say, hey, do you know the best way to get up to, the fifth grim, which is where you guys need to go. And these two dwarves give you some directions that there is a path that is in this district midtown. So you guys know roughly where to go. And then with a 16 perception, Zilni, you are, once you have a general idea of what you're looking for in the general area, looking for you do find a staircase that goes from the seventh ring up to the fifth grim. Once you guys ascend that staircase, you're able to reorient yourselves, and work your way back in towards the pit, and find this massive column and these enormous double doors that are swung wide open, and you see in this area there is a lot more activity. It would appear that a lot of the people coming in and out of the temple are care workers, first responders, refugees that had their homes or businesses destroyed in the event earlier this week.
But does it seem like it's open passage? Like we can just go in?
Yes.
No...
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely. It is, the doors are wide open. There are members of the Deep Legion, and you can tell that they're soldiers because of all of the matching garb. There are a few of them that are, they look like they should be like on like sentry duty. But you notice that all four of them, they're all in matching plate armor. They all have long swords at their hips, and they're all holding halberds. But all four of them are standing kind of in a circle having a conversation with each other. As you start to approach the temple, you can see that a few of them still kind of have their heads on a swivel. But these four in particular may not be the best and brightest of the Legion, we'll say. But yeah, you head in, and it is the doorway is about 20 feet wide. More than plenty of space for a fire giant, and essentially enough space that two fire giants could pass each other in this doorway. But you head in. The central chamber is about 40 feet across, roughly circular. And you see that there is one very wide staircase that goes down. There is another very large staircase that goes up. There are also medium-sized creature staircases that go up, and maybe 50 feet above your head. there is a ceiling. Everything is intricately carved. Everything is very clearly not so much a workshop and a place of worship like the temple in Skytown is. This is just a place of worship.
Is there a welcome desk?
Yeah, I was gonna say information desk like it's a hotel.
Um, After a few moments, I know
There's
I've
the
been making you
concierge.
guys. Yeah, I know I've been making you guys roll tons of perception checks. But after a few moments of just looking around, getting your bearings, taking it in, you do notice that there are a few people that are in, um, they all wear, um, steel breastplate with, um, um, sashes and other robes consistent with the colors of the Forge Master. That all of these, and it is similar garb to the kind that Trallin wears. That leads you to believe that, at a minimum, these people are like acolytes or employees of the temple. Best case scenario, all of these people that you're seeing like this, are other clerics.
Zil will walk up to the closest one. Say, good afternoon. We need a meeting with a gear if he's available.
A gear. Yes, he's in the lower levels. Can I ask what it's about? Uh,
Uh, he
and
Zil
your
will,
names if you would be so
yeah.
kind.
Zil will, he'll say, unfortunately, I cannot provide any details, but you can tell him, uh, we never told him Law and Order. So he'll like rattle off that it's, Zil,
Yeah.
Endeavor, Lula, and Helia, uh, that uh, have requested the conversation.
Um. Uh. Yes. Of course. Give me a few moments. Make yourselves comfortable, and I'll return shortly.
Thank you.
And this woman, who is a dwarf, as like 80% of, um, all of the people that you see are all dwarves. The other 20% are gnomes. You have yet to see someone who is not dwarven. Um, but yeah, about 5, maybe 10 minutes goes by after this woman disappears. The four of you are starting to pace, starting to get a little antsy, and you hear coming up the giant staircase from the lower levels just pounding sound like a T-Rex is approaching in a movie. Um, and the light that, um, the torches, the sconces that illuminate this whole atrium are, um, of a similar similar mechanic to the streetlights outside, but of a different design. These are all wall sconces, and they are more innately wrought in iron, and they're just more elaborate looking. Um, and all of these lights glow with that like pale blue. And as this pounding rhythmic sound gets closer and louder, the entire atrium starts to glow slightly more amber. And up from the lower levels, see a familiar fire giant, Agir.
I no longer feel so tall.
Yes. Everyone is short next to Agir. But Agir climbs the stairs, sees that it's you guys, and with a large smile, says, my friends, welcome to the Sanctum of the Forge. I trust that the circumstances of our last meeting were favorable to you,
Well,
considering you've survived, clearly.
I suppose as favorable as we could hope.
Considering other circumstances, I'm inclined to agree, yes. What can I do for you? Are there problems with my enchantments?
Not at all. But
No. They worked very well.
perhaps we should speak in private.
Agir regards Lula, and although he can't read your facial expression because you're very small and he's very far away,
Asshole.
the dude's like 19 feet tall.
I'm now imagining a gear just has like a camera on his forehead and his screen so he can just like zoom in on people's faces. We're like, oh, okay, that's what you look like.
He really picked the wrong city to live in.
He just thinks that like all dwarves just are the same, basically. Like they're all just
He can only
To
tell
him.
differences based on like
That's
balding patterns.
racist.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, Zilny, your balding pattern is shaped like a duck.
You're from the Duck Clan.
It's
He's
just
just
like,
like,
what? No.
Zilny Mallard.
Yeah. He's been giving them names, just assuming that's how the social structure works, because
Yeah.
it's like, yes, well, in Giant Land, we have clans, so this is obviously how they distinguish their clans. You join your
I'm
clan
trying
when
to
your pattern gets...
I'm trying to find a like size chart because I know they exist.
Well, do you want to take a quick 5 while you find that out?
No, I got it.
Okay.
A hill giant is 16 feet tall. A fire giant is considerably taller than a hill giant.
And Lula is like 3. Actually,
Yeah.
I have how tall she is. She is. Yeah, she's 3'3".
Yeah, so it would take like a half dozen Lulas stacked on top of each other
Could you imagine a half
to
dozen
be
Lulas?
Yeah.
Jesus, take the wheel.
That
It
was
would-
like walking
it
into the
would-
bar with her family, and it was just like, oh god.
Yeah.
It would require half of Burgess's cult stacked on top of each other to equal one a gear.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, in one of our other games that we do not stream, one of the players somehow came into possession of a fanatical cult of kobolds and
My other
conscripted
gnome.
Your other
yeah,
gnome.
conscripted them to be the crew of your pirate ship.
Yeah, they're fun. They stole a horse.
They,
Bought a horse?
they did not steal a
Acquired
horse.
a horse.
They bought a horse for a great deal
To eat or to ride?
to ride.
Ride.
They needed it for a jousting tournament.
And then it's gonna go live on a pirate ship, I assume.
Yeah.
Is that
That
what
game's
we're calling
really
it now?
weird.
We just sent the horse away to live on a pirate ship?
Yes.
I just realized how weird that game is. You guys are the crew of a pirate ship in the middle of a jousting tournament right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why none of us are equipped
Yeah.
to be doing this.
That's why you
we
guys
lost.
That's why
yeah,
we
that's why you guys
lost.
suck at this.
Just wait
I
till
told you, I wrote down everything that happened if you want our stats. We were not good.
You guys will do much better in the next round, I
we
promise.
rocked at the archery round, though.
You did, despite my best efforts.
Can we take a quick 5?
Sure,
I know
yeah.
we're in the middle of a
It's
conversation, but
no, it's 8:00. We can have the conversation in earnest after a quick 5 when we come back.
cool. Alright,
Yeah.
friends, we shall
Ooh.
be back. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go nowheres.
love how this is like the sixth conversation we've had about like trying not to be like, so we have this egg.
I know. Hi, internet. We're back. It was more than 5 minutes, but fuck you.
I wonder if our tight fives will ever only be 5.
Probably not.
No.
I mean, I feel like they're 5 minutes apiece. The problem is that the pieces are not aligned.
Yeah, we each take
Yeah.
5 minutes, but those 5 minutes end up
It's
being
succession.
Yeah.
One after another. I need my 5 minutes. And then Sam needs her 5 minutes.
Max
Then
needs
Rhodes
his 5 minutes right
Max
now.
needs his 5 minutes. Max is still on his 5 minutes, which cuts into Court's 5 minutes.
Yep. Yep.
All right. So,
Sanctum of the Forge.
Yes.
so you guys have arrived at the Sanctum of the Forge. And you follow a gear down into the lower levels of this temple. And a gear has a it is certainly large from your perspective, but it's like a small like studio apartment that he has set up. And there is an area along one wall that there is a gear has a gear-sized chair. It is very large and well crafted. And it is set into a dropped floor that sits next to what you first see is a bar. But upon closer inspection, as you approach this like bar counter area, is that on top of this bar is medium creature-sized table and a few chairs. So Agir invites you into his office, into his personal space. And you all sit down, and all 5 of you are roughly the same eye-ish.
Okay.
Kind of weird.
It is weird. And Agir looks at the group of you, mostly since you were the one who kind of initiated this, and asks, so, what seems to be troubling you?
Lula will open up Brutus and take out the box and set it down.
So Agir takes a few moments and looks at the box, kind of giving it the one, and says, well, it seems warm to the touch, but not problematically so. The runes seem to be all functioning correctly, and as he picks it up, turning it, he says, wait, I didn't carve that. Did you change anything? As he continues, like, turning the box.
No, we only really pulled it out once and put it down in the fire, and then there was an egg in it.
And just as you say that there was an egg in it, Agir takes the box and he holds it a little bit away and realizes, yeah, there weren't you only, and his eyes go completely monochromatic with a glowing, like, fiery orange for a moment, and his eyes go orange and glowy for a minute. They come back to normal. I need Lula and Endeavor, and if you roll for Helia, I need the three of you to make our.
Okay. Your microphone's cutting in and out, by the way.
Okay. Arcana checks from the three people who can use Arcanas.
Can use
Oh, that's right.
Arcanas.
Who can use Arcanas?
13.
All right. Come on.
Is
to bring it-
this? Well, I guess I don't get a bonus for Arcana
Arcana.
checks.
Okay,
History
that
checks.
is. That is cord.
You're doing this in response to Agir's eyes lighting up, trying to determine what he's doing.
Yeah, 13.
So I don't know if your flash of genius or
Oh, yeah.
whatever works for that.
Court would be a 14. Mine is a 24.
Okay.
18. Now, if you got a 24, then I'll just hold off on you.
Okay. Sam, what did you end up with?
13.
13?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even with a 13, you all, some of you are a little quicker than others, but you all realize casting Identify on the box.
It has identified. It has.
And as soon as, which, yeah, your first your first gut reaction is, oh, that's weird. Why does he have to identify it? He's the one who enchanted it. But his eyes come back to normal, and immediately he sets the box down.
Yeah, we came back with a little bit more than we intended.
He gets up and closes the door to his little apartment. And says, "Does anyone else know you have this?"
No.
Well, Trallin.
Trallin.
Does he know the egg? It's an egg, or does he just know that we have the box?
I think he got the story.
Did he get the whole story?
Hang on. Let's see. Got that.
All I wrote down is we told Trallin the story. I did not write down how much and the layers.
We did tell him the story. We definitely did. It depends on if Helia would have actually relayed those events. So we relayed the events of the mountain with the other party, and killing Phoenix, Big Bad Bird, all of the things going down. We
Let's assume
had a
Trallin
nice
knows.
discussion about omens.
Yeah.
that he was like,
Yeah,
I
I will
just
say that you guys
coincidence, and
had
talked a
told
lot
Trallin
about
the whole
seals.
thing.
Yeah.
I do not explicitly have that we showed him the box.
We didn't open it.
You guys, I know for a fact that you guys did not open the box, because I remember during that whole conversation, I was like this on the side saying, "Open the box, open the box, open the box."
I think Tina's internet is freaking out.
Yeah, Tina, we can't hear you.
Tina, come
Speak
back.
louder. We can't hear you from that far.
There we go.
Virginia is very far away. You have to speak up.
My settings changed in our quick 5. One of the settings randomly just went away.
Oh,
Yeah,
so your
and
video is
you're way
delayed.
unsynced. You've just started talking.
That's really weird.
Oh, see, her video's fine for me.
Mm-mm. Maybe it's Nerd House.
Uh-oh.
Maybe it's our internet.
But like yesterday, Dustin was behind. His video was behind almost the entire time for me. I couldn't
Really?
look at it because it was breaking my brain. And I was like, nope, can't look at it.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay, hold on one second.
Yeah.
Let me exit and I will be right back. Stream, just give us 1 second. Let me just go on BRB.
Okay.
Is it being bad?
Okay, we're back.
Okay.
And we're back. Well, most of us are back.
Discorded.
Yes.
Discorded.
Okay. So we don't have notes specifically saying, like, we didn't show the box, we didn't open the box.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But you told Trallin the
But we
story.
probably told Trellin most, if not all, of the story. Let's assume he knows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
he knows
it's
enough
fair.
to be dangerous.
Yeah.
You know what? He knows because I think we had the conversation of what to do with it. Do we leave it here at the temple or do we bring it with us? And he was like, do not keep this here.
That's what it was, yes.
Go find a gear.
We're like, well, we don't want to keep it. And he was like, well, I don't want to keep it.
Yeah.
So yes.
So we did.
Trellin knows.
We did tell him, yeah.
Okay. A gear says, at this point, just confirming what you guys really already knew about the box. This, when I originally enchanted this, it was only supposed to protect the box and its bearer from the effects of Phoenix Fire. What has happened instead is there is now a phoenix egg incubating inside this box. It is currently acting akin to, from this box and from this incubating egg, you can summon an aspect of Bennu.
That is correct.
We
already
might have.
Yes.
We found that out the night after.
What you've already summoned one? What did it do?
just stood there.
Kind of stood there, and it seemed like it listened.
Seemed like everybody involved was just confused.
Um,
It didn't try to kill us.
No.
well, if it wanted to kill you, I expect you wouldn't be here. Um, so do you guys relay the
Oh, yeah.
whole
Oh,
story and everything?
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So you info dump on
Mm-hmm.
Here's a pamphlet.
give me
Square
We
yeah,
Pockets
just
version.
give me the bullet points.
We go to the mountain. We pass a town that had been decimated. We get through the mountain trials of like the temple. Get into the Phoenix's like lair. There's another party there. We of some sort of organization. I'll ask Helia for the um
The armor.
the armor.
Symbol.
Yeah, the symbol at least.
Okay.
And kind of slide that across to a gear. They were trying to kill the Phoenix. They succeeded, but we were able to capture the Phoenix, like catch the Phoenix basically in this, and then the mountain exploded.
We ran.
And we ran.
So you were at the mountain. So you were in the volcano when it erupted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you not receive our warning?
Yeah, we sent a bird.
You guys did send a bird.
We did send a bird.
We did send a bird.
Now, if you just say the
You-
ash killed the bird, like that's fair.
I mean, it's to be fair. We
Probably
sent
got
the,
incinerated the second it landed on a gear. Just like
it probably
Uh,
came close.
A little,
Remind me what
what is it? Cornish hen.
I
Yeah.
sent
Barbecued Cornish hen just landed.
he's
in
like,
the
I
middle
thought that was
temple.
dinner.
Yeah, I thought somebody was just trying to feed me.
He found it on like a platter somewhere and was just like, oh, thank you. I sent the, oh god, what the heck is it? I did it with the
you did it with an animal messenger. I remember.
I did it
that
with an
now.
animal messenger. Yeah. I was like, it's not the speak with animals one. That's when you just like use them to get information.
Yeah, we really need to learn that messaging, sending spell.
That's a Helia thing. I don't
know.
do that.
That's a no. That's only Helia. I can't do that either.
Yeah, I don't do those. I have to use third party software.
My mom won't let me have a cell phone. I have to borrow somebody else's or call collect.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I have to look at the legacy version. Yeah, I mean, it would have lasted 24 hours, so if it could outfly the initial ash cloud and it made it far enough.
Well, we sent it
Then-
before everything. Did we send it before
We
or
did.
after?
We sent it before. We sent it as soon as we realized that the mountain was doing some bad noise. Because we
Yeah.
knew that when we
So
were heading
it had
up.
like a 12-hour head start on us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What did that note say?
Let me bring it up.
Because I'm bad at taking notes in my own campaign and don't have that
That's
handy.
before we left. Here we go.
Oh, I
Burned
thought
Village. Oh yeah, we heard we reached the burned village and the massive explosion and watched the east side of the caldera blow away. So that's probably when I sent it.
okay.
Helia sent out Tiny Hut. We do that thing. What is this? Camping. Bad.
You did not post the message in
No,
the chat because I'm looking back through it and I've reached the Rhodes's Google search. Can you outrun a pyroclastic flow?
Yeah.
And the answer, there's obviously no way anyone's outrun that.
Yeah, no, I mean it's definitely things have been attempted, but I just want to see if I have the exact words. Yeah, I know there's lots of small.
I don't have the
earthquakes.
exact words anywhere in mine.
No, I don't either. I honestly though, it would have been extremely short.
Yeah, it
It
would
was
have been like
literally,
akin
like-
to ascending. That
It was
like
basically
25
a
words or less.
ascending equivalent that was
Yeah.
you know, take care mountain erupting.
Mm-hmm.
In essence, because we did not, this was before we went in, we wouldn't have known anything about the Phoenix. This was literally like
Yeah.
just a heads up, mountain seems to be active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it. So it would have maybe, and it was definitely a crapshoot when we sent it. It might make it there, it might not. It could just get eaten on the way.
Yeah. I will say that the bird did not reach its destination.
Mm-hmm.
That way I don't have to backpedal a thing that I already just said.
That's fair.
But yeah, Agir says I didn't receive that
Oh.
missive. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just hoping the bird survived. Since nothing else there really did.
Maybe it joined the rest of its flock who were fleeing.
Maybe it took one look behind it and was like, F this. Survival instinct took over and it just like booked it south.
That is possible.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we have an egg, and then we can summon a polite elemental.
A gear kind of just oh, and you give a gear the patch from that armor too,
Yes.
right? Okay. A gear looks at the patch, and I don't remember if I had posted this picture, but I'm going to do it right now. I'm posting this in our Discord chat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to post it in our Discord chat. I'm going to try real hard to post this in our Discord chat.
Here it is. Splayed out legs. That's the patch right there.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that sultry over the shoulder look.
That's what's on this dude's armor.
Yeah.
But you know what? You have a dog. That's awesome. I support this. I'm joining.
This isn't working. I will post it in the Discord chat at some point.
Okay.
But you hand a gear this patch rather, and Gear says, what is this patch? I recognize it from somewhere. And he thinks for a moment, and he suddenly slams the table or the arm of his chair where he's sitting. I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
Nat 20. 23.
Alright. Miss Jackson for me, and a 17 for Helia.
Okay. Brutus and Zill. You're muted.
It would help if I didn't have that on. 22.
Okay.
22 for Brutus.
Okay. Everyone
Good job,
succeeds, so
Yeah.
none of you take any
Oh, Jesus. Don't piss off a gear. Got it.
Well, yeah, he could
And
just step on us.
Sure.
Yeah.
He suddenly slams the arm of the chair and says, "That's what it is. Dervarax."
Gesundheit? One more time?
Dervarax. And now, because I miss it and we've been talking about I spell this bitch.
One more time.
Dervarax. Dervarax.
Wait, no. Dervarax?
Or
Oh, that's different.
Dervarax.
DERVARAX.
AX is at the end.
See, I have DIR because I just...
Like
E
fur.
seemed too easy.
Like, yeah.
I have DUR, so.
Also good.
Wait.
Yeah.
Tina, spell it your way for the full thing.
DURVARAX.
Tina is correct.
Fuck.
It is DUR.
One more time. DUR.
DURVARAX. Dervarax.
What is that?
I think it's a medication of some kind.
It
It does sound like a medication.
Please do not take this if you're allergic to.
Do not take Dervarax if you are allergic to Dervarax or any of the ingredients in Dervarax. Agir says, it was a few hundred years ago. It was a sort of a social club that had applied for full guildship and was denied. Their emblem and their patch was very similar to this. But 100 years ago, the many people thought they disbanded, but they started being more active with a different agenda. Some said more nefarious, some said more activist. But you really don't. People don't openly associate themselves with the Dervarax. Most people nowadays would call them a cult.
Cult of what?
When they were first founded, they were founded by a man named Dervarax. And they were a social club, just exchanging ideas and debating and musing on philosophy mostly for its own sake. Um, but after they re-emerged about 100 years ago, their messaging was more active, calling for change, and it was change not necessarily for the betterment of one, presumably for the betterment of many, but not for everyone. And many people took issue with that, and as a result, they sort of went underground. Every once in a while, you hear whisperings of someone being involved with them, or that, or what some people are referring to a cult being blamed, or that group uh, being different um, unlucky circumstances are being attributed, that sort of thing. Um,
Change
Mostly,
continues if they were there.
well, if these individuals at the volcano were members of the Dervarax, then um, you'll certainly have your work cut out.
Great.
They're not they're not a group that prides themselves on being found, especially by those who they don't want to be found by.
We don't plan on going to look for them, but they wanted this phoenix, or at least
Yeah.
to kill it, which means that they either wanted the
This?
volcano to explode, they wanted this, maybe revenge, although a couple hundred years seems like a real late stage revenge, or they
Well.
wanted the phoenix and failed.
Well, wasn't Trallin saying that there was a bunch of different things?
Yeah, the seals.
Maybe it's not just a phoenix. Maybe that's just one of the many things they've been doing over the last 200 years.
And maybe this social club is now trying to do something worse.
That's the change they want, I guess.
Depending on what this unleashes, yeah.
Is this any... Did you ever come across anything in your many, many, many years, Zill?
Like
That's
hearing this
something-
name?
Yeah, is that something you would have encountered as like a beat cop?
I'll roll a history check if that's okay, Mr. DM.
Don't die.
Yeah,
No
don't do that.
promises.
That's an 11.
Now that you've kind of heard this story and explanation, you remember like a passing mention when you were but it was always, especially any recent mention that you might have, has always been as the word almost being used as its own exclamation. Like when you blame weird shit on ghosts, even when you don't believe in ghosts. It's just something that you
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Zill will explain, like, I think, yeah, I mean, I've heard the name, but it's like,
But you've
it's
never
like the
really.
boogeyman, you know?
Yeah.
Is it real? Probably not, but you just need something to refer to. in the situation. The boogeyman. Durvarex. Nothing I ever took seriously.
Wow.
In any case, this artifact that you carry now is a thing of
Yes, Maximus?
it is a thing of Maximus. It is an artifact of considerable arcane significance. I would take great care in its use or unuse or even where it is kept.
Are you suggesting we keep it?
Yeah.
What else would you plan to do with it?
I mean, a temple to the Forge Master seems like a better place to be able to care for the egg of a living embodiment of fire. But I don't know anything about this. That's my guess.
Don't worry, Brutus. You're a good caretaker.
Zilny, make a persuasion check.
I don't even know if he's trying to be persuasive, but she's like, I don't know if I should be trusted to have this thing near me.
We've been
Did you
keeping
notice we were
it
keeping
inside
it in
our
a
steel
dog?
With the beer.
19.
19.
You're a 19, no bonus.
A gear kind of sits back looking at this artifact and says, well, it would certainly be safe here.
I think our concern was if we have it with us, we don't really know where we're going to be headed. And, well, we could die.
Yeah, I guess, is it safer traveling with us? With hand gestures to, like, outside? Or, not that I don't mind, you know, having an elemental friend, but if something happens to us, we kind of put ourselves in a lot of danger. And that's basically like holding a bullet over a fireplace.
As you guys are having this conversation, I am stalling while I look something up.
We've kind of switched over to, like, if we do keep it, we're going to have to retrofit Brutus.
Yeah, to like something really, 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 really secure. May
Yeah.
have to go back up topside to my to my place for supplies on that.
You are Yeah, you're having this conversation, and you are contemplating, and you're all, and the five of you are all kind of having this conversation together. And the you all of you get this impression. I'll be honest with you, I rolled an insight check for all four of you. And the lowest result was a 16. Endeavor realizes this the most clearly, because Endeavor rolled a 28. Um, as you're talking to a gear and you're weighing the options, it can either stay with you or you can give it to a gear for safekeeping. A couple of things become obvious as this conversation is kind of going in a few circles. A gear is one, being very clear that the decision has to be yours. Two, you get the impression that a gear really wants you to give it to him. That he feels that giving it to him is the best option. The third thing that becomes very clear to you as the conversation goes in like third loop is there is very clearly something a gear.
What would the temple do with the egg?
Well, I for the time being, the temple would do nothing with it. It would stay here for safekeeping.
In a vault?
Of sorts.
Would it have people to talk to?
What do you mean?
Well,
Would the artifact have
well, no.
people to talk?
Would there be people talking to it?
It's it no. I suppose I don't really understand why you're asking. It is a powerful divine artifact, but it is still just an egg.
Well, yes.
I feel the conversation would be somewhat.
Well, yes, that's the point. But well, before I was awake, I still remember Lula talking. And I think that's what you do when you're in your egg form, is you talk to the egg. I've seen other people do it too. You talk to the tummy.
There wouldn't really be anyone talking to the egg.
How long is this gonna even stay an egg?
Does it grow real fast?
Well, that is something that I would be trying to figure out. And I would likely even try to call Trallin into the city to assist me with that.
Was he supposed to get in touch with us?
I think he said if he could, like, remember what that symbol was, he might try to reach us, I think.
Yeah. And if he found stuff out about seals
Yeah.
beyond what he already knew.
Mm-hmm.
He was gonna relay that. If he was like, hey, by the way, there's one like right here.
You said when you enchanted it, and whatever the original intent was, that it's supposed to protect the bearer.
Mm-hmm.
Other than just protecting the bearer from the fire, does it have some sort of other protection that it lends? And also, who's the bearer? I don't think we ever officially decided,
To be
like, amongst
fair,
us.
it did when we called it out, it did seem willing to protect.
So you guys remember that when you did summon the elemental in the forest that night, Endeavor is the one who spoke the command word. So it was the elemental that was summoned was almost fixated is kind of a strong term for what it was doing, but it was very clearly focused on Endeavor. In addition to that, Aegir also explains that Phoenix Fire is extremely hot. And anything that Phoenix Fire touches can and most likely will burn. Up to and including anything that you can think of that isn't supposed to burn, per se. The runes on protect whoever is holding it from the intensity of that heat.
Gotcha.
So by bearer, I just mean whoever is holding the box. It's not necessarily something that you take and
You had mentioned the runes were changed.
Well, the effect is slightly different than what I had accounted for. I'm not entirely certain how the runes came to be changed. But it is a good thing that they were. However,
so
it
didn't
happen.
Write the command word.
I did not.
Okay.
This box was only supposed to be a link.
Okay.
As I had enchanted.
Do you want to raise a phoenix, guys?
I mean, I could probably outfit Brutus to hold it, but
Tum of holding.
yeah, kinda.
I mean, I guess it's pretty low maintenance. I can't even keep a plant alive, so if I don't have to water it, I guess this is fine.
I would
Probably
not
better
pour
we
water
don't.
on this.
Oh god. Apocalypse now.
Yeah.
You put out the phoenix. The world is now ended.
Aegir kind of reiterates a point that he's already kind of made, that the artifact does belong to you. However, you all know the kind of trouble and danger that you are accustomed to getting into. It would be unfortunate if something were to happen to all of you and this vessel be lost or taken.
Unfortunate how?
Well, I can't exactly say, but if someone is looking for this artifact or this power and they find out that you have it, a group of adventurers strong enough um, to hold their own with a fully grown phoenix, let alone defeat one, would be a formidable force to meet in an alley.
Wouldn't you say the same about if they tried to get in here? Into a vault? Agir, I know you're strong, obviously, but
As we look,
I
I'm looking up.
I am very strong, but I am also not alone.
but can you trust all the people here?
I trust the people here to do their duty and to fulfill their oaths to the very best of all of their ability.
Maybe we see what our marching orders are from Baron Rock
Maybe.
first.
Do
If
we
we're
bring it with us to the Deep Legion?
No,
I
I wouldn't
certainly
show
don't
the Deep
trust.
Legion.
I certainly don't trust them with it.
No, but if all we're doing is searching, if we're staying around here and in the pit, maybe keeping it on the move is the right call. We don't stick around in one place for very long, and as long as we're not telling a bunch of people about it or pulling it out in the middle of a crowd.
Anyone survive that mountain?
Yes.
Someone did? Can't remember if they all got annihilated in that last burst or if one of them got out.
I thought one of them did. I thought
One of them
the
got...
Owlin I thought did.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So there is someone
I think there's
who
someone
knows, who at the very least was there when shit went down and left besides us.
Yes. We have to assume yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we have the afternoon? We'll come back to you.
Of course. The next day or so I'll be here. But after tomorrow, I am set to lead an expedition into the mine to continue clearing out debris and unfortunately at this point they're no longer ones. their retrievals.
Let's
So
get our
yes,
marching orders.
anytime the rest of the day. Yeah, he says anytime the rest of the day today or anytime tomorrow, you can find me here. In my absence, I will introduce you to Daenerys Marblegrave. She is the high priestess and the leader of the church.
And we should probably go check in. Find the was it the Unchained Jackal? Chain Jackal?
The chained, definitely not unchained. An unchained jackal would be very.
The Chain Jackal. Check in, see what we have to do, and I mean, Agir, if you have to leave for an expedition, that means it'll be unguarded.
Wow.
Albeit in a vault, but unguarded.
If this artifact comes to stay in our vault, I will make a arrangement for another of the clerics to go in my stead. I come very highly recommended for this type of work, but my skills in that capacity. Yeah. All right. So Agir leads you guys back out. You take the artifact with you. On the way out, Agir does make a short introduction for you with Daenerys Marblegrave. She is a slightly more than dwarven woman, in the same style, if not more bigger and more ornate version of the breastplate and like burgundy robe, white and burgundy robe that the other clerics are all wearing. But a short introduction is made for you, and you are shown the door. And I think that is where we will end.
Yay!
Right.
Cool.
All right. Well, I definitely have some work to do now. I am still working on trying to get a decent map for you guys. It is going to come with a spreadsheet
Oh, Lord.
detailing the transit system. But thanks for playing, guys. I know this session and probably the next one is gonna be just more lore, but it'll get exciting again soon, I promise.
Still fun.
We're gonna see that Saoirse bitch.
Yeah.
You're gonna see somebody.
Alright,
Saoirse
Internet.
is Barrack.
The whole time.
The whole time?
Underground,
I've been
that's
here
name that
the
Saoirse
whole
goes.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for anybody watching on the internet, check us out week for more of this. We are starting to for Extra Life, which is Saturday, November 2nd.
Yes.
The 2nd. It'll be, this year will be a mix of D&D and other TTRPGs, and we're going to throw in some video games at some point Saturday night for just a little bit more variety. So make sure you come and check us out for that, and yeah, and we will see you next time.
Bye, Internet.
Okay, bye.